8 food products that will be priceless in 2024. When you think about the complexities surrounding food scarcity, it's tempting to imagine a tangled web of causes and effects. But if we dive deep, sometimes a single event or factor can ripple through our food supplies with profound consequences. Remember last year? Who would have thought that after enduring a multi-decade drought, California would be hit with excessive rains that, when coupled with the necrotic spot virus, would lead to a whopping 80% loss of the nation's lettuce? It was a stark reminder that sometimes nature plays a card you don't see coming. Speaking of unexpected challenges, the ongoing political and military unrest in Ukraine isn't just about geopolitical strategy. It's impacting something as basic as our bread and cooking oil by disrupting wheat and sunflower seed oil supplies. But hey, let's unpack this further. We've done some homework and identified 8 foods that are particularly vulnerable to scarcity, shortages, or supply challenges in the upcoming year. And trust me, while you might be nodding along thinking, "Oh, I've heard of that one," there are a few in our list that could catch you off guard. Now, why are these foods teetering on the edge? Is it a fluke of nature, a man-made conflict, or just bad luck? We'll dive into each one, shedding light on the pressures driving their prices upwards. So, strap in and get ready for a gastronomic journey that'll take you from the fields of California to the sunflower farms of Ukraine and beyond. I bet by the end of our chat, you'll be looking at your pantry in a whole new light. Let's dive into a culinary and ecological adventure, exploring why 2 of our favorite foods might be harder to find and pricier than before. Number 1. Salmon. The vibrant salmon, a favorite on grills and in sushi, is facing challenges. U.S. West Coast salmon, especially Chinook, are under threat from prolonged droughts and warmer waters, with their populations dropping significantly. The situation's so severe that California is considering a rare fishing ban. This impacts countless livelihoods and recreational activities. And if you're considering the North Atlantic alternative, hold on. Norway, a major salmon exporter, reported a 9% drop in exports in early 2023, tightening the global supply and hiking prices. Despite regulatory measures, Norway's salmon populations are also on the decline. Number 2. Tomatoes. Tomatoes, essential for ketchup and pasta sauce lovers, are facing challenges. With back-to-back sweltering summers in major producers like Australia, Spain, and California, the tomato paste reserves are taking a hit. California, accounting for nearly a quarter of global tomato supply, has seen consecutive yield drops. With a twist in 2023, beneficial rains turned problematic, causing floods and disrupting planting. Unexpected cold spells added to the woes, delaying the season. Geopolitical issues in Ukraine spiked energy costs, burdening greenhouse tomato farming in Europe. These energy-intensive greenhouses are now costlier for European farmers, diminishing supply. But there's hope for enthusiasts. Consider growing tomatoes at home and stock up on alternatives like tomato powder or sun-dried varieties. Number 3. Wheat flour and cereal grains. Wheat, the foundation of numerous staple foods, is facing significant challenges. The U.S. central and southern plains are experiencing severe drought, impacting hard red winter wheat. Combined with global shortages due to the Ukrainian conflict and erratic weather, flour prices have surged 28%. The Chevron heat wave in southern Europe has reduced cereal output by 60%, setting 2023's European cereal production on track for its lowest since 2007. Australia predicts a 34% dip in wheat output from scant rainfall, but Argentina expects a 55.4% boost due to favorable rains. These shifts highlight the fragility of global wheat production. And as wheat faces issues, grains like soybeans, barley, and sorghum may emerge as substitutes, potentially causing a ripple effect of price hikes across grain markets. Number 4. Rice. This humble grain is witnessing its own share of problems. Unpredictable weather patterns like flooding, droughts, and heat waves have battered rice fields, pulling production levels down to their lowest in 2 decades. The geopolitical drama with Russia and Ukraine has also indirectly hit the rice market. With Ukrainian wheat exports being less accessible, there's a higher demand for rice as a substitute. Since March 2022, rice prices have leaped by 9.5%. While some experts are hopeful of better days, factors like the potential influence of El Niño, which can cause havoc with weather patterns, keep the overall mood cautious. Add to that certain export bans, and you've got a complicated rice situation to grapple with. But here's a piece of advice. Rice, in its current form, is still relatively affordable and an excellent item for long-term storage. It might not be the mainstay for everyone, but considering its utility and affordability, having a stash of 20 to 40 pounds might be a smart move. Number 5. Cooking oils. Facing challenges, cooking oils are. As we approach 2024, these kitchen essentials are in turmoil. Palm oil, which accounted for 31.4% of global oil production in 2020, is under threat from severe El Niño-caused droughts in Malaysia. Meanwhile, the conflict in Ukraine affects us too. They led the world with 29% of sunflower oil production in 2021. War disruptions mean a dip in expected output. With sunflower oil scarce, manufacturers turn to alternatives like canola, rapeseed, or soybean oil. But Canada, a major canola producer, is grappling with heat, wildfires, and droughts, reducing their supplies when demand is high. Olive oil's in trouble too. European producers like Spain and Portugal saw a 40% drop in the 2022-23 season. Consequently, its wholesale price has doubled since 2022. In the US, anticipate a 10% price hike in oils this year, maybe more in 2024. Extreme weather, conflicts, and sustainability concerns are shaking up our oil situation. As 2024 approaches, both the food industry and consumers must be vigilant and adaptable. Global events are indeed influencing our kitchens. Number 6. Corn. Corn isn't just BD filler, it's vital in the global food chain. Currently, prospects seem bright with anticipated record harvests from powerhouses like the US, Argentina, EU, China, and Serbia. Yet, this contrasts with decreased yields in places like Ukraine and Brazil. While corn harvests look plentiful, there's growing global demand, a projected 4% increase, mainly because more nations are developing a palate for it. Exports are surging, and while the US is bouncing back in exports, Brazil is poised to remain the top corn exporter. Interestingly, with the rice and wheat shortages, corn is eyed as a substitute. This shifts the grain's demand, driving its transformation into corn oil, especially amidst the vegetable oil crisis. Additionally, the demand for corn in animal feed intensifies the supply strain. Yet, corn's Achilles heel is weather. Between extreme conditions, diseases, and looming El Niño effects, the reality for corn's future might diverge from current forecasts. Number 7. Oranges. Florida's basically the orange state, a pivotal player in the world of orange juice. But things are not so sunny for them. Their orange crop for 2023, not looking good. A 1-2 punch of Hurricane Ian and Tropical Storm Nicole in 2022 was just the start. Toss in their fight against the nasty citrus greening disease, and it's a recipe for trouble. This year's harvest might be the lowest they've seen since way back in 1937. That's not a record anyone wanted to break. We've got other orange producers, like California and Brazil, trying to pick up the slack. But Florida's problems are hard to ignore. The state's upcoming winter might just be the cherry on this problematic sundae. If temperatures dive and stay low, the orange crops might take another hit. I mean cold enough to make iguanas tumble from trees. If you love your morning OG, keep an eye on those prices. They might be heading north. Number 8. Peaches. Sweet, juicy, and a summer favorite for many. But 2023's got some not-so-sweet news for peach lovers, especially those looking forward to Georgia's famously delicious peaches. You see, extreme weather hasn't been too kind to the peach state's 2023 crop. And what does that mean for you and me? Well, if you've been enjoying peaches without breaking the bank, get ready, because prices are about to do a high jump, potentially doubling up. Now, let me geek out a little on the science of peach growing. While the juicy fruit gets picked during summer, peach trees have a peculiar quirk. They need a cold winter. Specifically, they need a certain number of chill hours. Sounds like a tree's version of hibernation, right? This winter, Georgia and other southern peach pros, like South Carolina, are bracing for a frosty season. But here's where it gets tricky. If Mother Nature throws in some weirdly warm days between the cold ones, it could mess with the trees, thinking it's spring too soon. If that happens, 2024 might look even grimmer for peach harvest than this year. And where does that leave our grocery shopping? Well, stores are hustling to find solutions. Many are turning to the West Coast to stock up on peaches. But there's a catch. These peaches have traveled a long way, and the journey, combined with the heat, doesn't do them any favors. They just don't taste the same. It's a bit like wanting a fresh home-cooked meal, but ending up with takeout. There's a silver lining, though. Or maybe two. California and New Jersey have been the unexpected peach heroes this year. Both states have had a good run with their crops, bringing a bit of joy to peach aficionados. Still, the bigger picture isn't all rosy. Rising prices, looming food shortages, and overall scarcity are on the horizon. It's kind of a wake-up call, isn't it? The reality is, these challenges hit us all differently. While some might just miss their favorite fruit, for others, it's a major dietary disruption. It's essential to think about where you stand in all this. Maybe it's time to take a good look at potential food scarcities and see how you can navigate the upcoming challenges. The key might be to preparing ahead and exploring alternative food options. Who knows? Maybe you'll discover a new favorite in the process. Thank you so much for watching. We hope this has provided some insights and shed light on the broader implications of global events on our plates. Before you leave, if you found this video valuable, please hit the like button, drop a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth dives into various topics. Your support helps us continue our work. Once again, thank you for watching, and take care.